Our next story is from Pakistan. The political showdown between the jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan and Field Marshal Asim Munir is only heating up. With Khan in jail, his sons are now gearing to enter the battlefield. Here's what's driving the developments. Through his sister, Alima Khan, Imran Khan has ordered his party, the PTI, to launch an all-out anti-government protest starting August 5 to mark 2 years since his imprisonment. Alima said that Khan has asked his party to escalate the anti-government protests. She said that Khan wants PTI's agitation to hit its peak against what he calls oppression, marking 2 years since his imprisonment. Alima Khan says her brother believes the time has come for all Pakistanis to rise against oppression. Listen to this.
इमरान खान के अपने बच्चे हैं सुलेमान और कासिम, उनको ये बता दिया है कि वो अब सुनने को वो भी तैयार नहीं है। हम ही ने उनको रोका हुआ था, लेकिन अब वो पहले तो वो जा रहे हैं अमेरिका और वो अपने जो दोस्त हैं उनसे कहते हैं अगर ये जा सकते हैं तो हम भी जाएंगे और हम जाके बताएंगे कि यहाँ इंसानी हकूक के साथ और क्या जुल्म हो रहे हैं उनके वालिद के साथ। एक दूसरा, सुलेमान कासिम ने कहा है कि उसके बाद हम आएंगे पाकिस्तान और वो तहरीक के अंदर अपना हिस्सा लेना चाहते हैं।
Basically his message, if you cannot shoulder this fight, step down. And here's the interesting bit, by the way. She revealed that plans are being made for the return of Imran's sons, Suleiman and Qasim. She said that they too wish to take part in this campaign. Until their return, Alima says they will raise their voices, spotlighting human rights violations in Pakistan while in the US. And she says there is no talk of negotiations. She said that there is only a firm, united push for freedom and rule of law. She also stated that Imran Khan will lead the protest movement from jail and that he considers himself free behind bars, while those outside are the real prisoners. The stakes are higher than ever. Pakistan's politics today boiling down to two names basically: Field Marshal Asim Munir, the army chief whose power spans parliament, the courts, even foreign policy, and Imran Khan, locked up but far from out from the scene. And he still is one of the most popular leaders in the country. It is the former Prime Minister, by the way, who commands the Pakistani streets in a way, the diaspora and his vast digital army of supporters also keeping his voice alive in every way. The timing is no accident. Public frustration in Pakistan is reportedly boiling over. Inflation is biting, repression is deepening. Just weeks ago, Field Marshal Asim Munir met US President Donald Trump in Washington, remember? According to reports, the fate of Imran Khan was also on the table. But Khan's party is fighting on a new front line. The Pakistan diaspora, with post-Muharram protests planned to flood the streets, Pakistan's power struggle may be heading for its biggest showdown yet. Asim Munir commands the state. Imran Khan, even from a prison cell, still seems to command the crowds. And with his sons now stepping in, Imran Khan and his supporters have set the stage for a crucial showdown that will challenge Field Marshal Asim Munir and the Pakistan military's grip on power in a way. A new Chinese video game has sparked an online debate after soaring to the top of Steam's sales charts, a digital distribution platform. The game, which centers on the theme of gold diggers, has drawn both praise and sharp criticism for fueling sexism. Released by publisher Xianfang Studio, the game titled Revenge on Gold Diggers topped sales within hours of its June release. Notably, every gold digger character in the game is female. The game puts male players into scenarios where they are romantically involved with women depicted as manipulative and driven by money. Each female character is shown manipulating men to spend money and shower them with gifts. And what happens next depends entirely on the male protagonist's actions. The game is drawing a lot of criticism for allegedly reinforcing insulting gender stereotypes. However, supporters of the game argue that it serves as a valuable caution against love scams. To avoid further backlash, the game's creators quietly changed the game's name to Emotional Anti-Fraud Simulator instead. The move, however, was not enough to curb the fallout. In a significant development, Mark Hu, the Hong Kong filmmaker who directed the game, is now banned across several major Chinese social media platforms. Meanwhile, the creators of the game are pushing back against the criticism, saying that they never intended to target women, but instead spark what they call open dialogue about emotional boundaries and the grey zones in modern dating. Despite all this debate, sales for the game continuing to soar. It's currently ranked among China's top 10 titles for PC, even managing to surpass Black Myth, Wukong, a game widely considered to be the most successful Chinese game of all time. And the debate around this game is unfolding at a time when China is already grappling with complex issues related to gender and societal roles. Chinese political leaders, including President Xi Jinping, have openly encouraged women to embrace their roles as wives and mothers. At the same time, the state has also been cracking down on women's rights activists, advocating for greater gender equality. Let's now tell you about something rather bizarre that happened. In India, a flight was delayed by over an hour. What was the reason? Uninvited guests. What kind of uninvited guests? Well, flyers without boarding passes. We are talking about a swarm of bees. You heard that right. Naturally, this incident has been creating a lot of buzz. After all, when was the last time you heard about bees being the reason for a flight's delay? Now, this was supposed to be a 1 hour-long flight from Surat to Jaipur, so a delay of the same amount of time does sting, but the bees were reportedly rather adamant on being there. Smoke was used at first, reportedly, and then when that did not work, water was sprayed, which worked in dispersing the tiny flyers. Climate change is stirring glaciers from Earth's peaks. Thousands of feet of ice vanishing. Scientists now warn that these melting giants may awaken hundreds of dormant volcanoes, unleashing explosions far more powerful than any that we have witnessed. Our next report exploring the dangers that could lie ahead.
The Earth itself is groaning under the weight of a terrifying new threat. Scientists are sounding a grave alarm. Hundreds of dormant volcanoes, long slumbering beneath the planet's icy crust, could soon awaken with an unprecedented explosive force. This chilling prediction, directly linked to our warming planet and its rapidly melting glaciers, signals a potential era of catastrophic eruptions, dwarfing anything in recent memory and unleashing unimaginable devastation globally. For millennia, the colossal weight of glaciers has acted as a colossal lid, suppressing the immense pressures building within the Earth's fiery heart. Now, as our planet warms and ice sheets across the globe retreat at an alarming pace, that colossal lid is lifting. A new study presented at the 2025 Goldschmidt Conference in Prague reveals that melting ice is directly linked to an increase in both the frequency and explosive power of volcanic eruptions. This isn't theoretical. Historical data from the last ice age shows a surge in volcanic activity, as glaciers retreated, with Iceland experiencing eruption rates 30 to 50 times greater than before or since. The mechanism is terrifyingly simple. The immense weight of glaciers pushes down on the Earth's crust and mantle. As the ice melts, the pressure is released, allowing subterranean gases and magma to expand rapidly, fueling explosive eruptions. This planetary threat is immense. An estimated 245 potentially active volcanoes lie directly beneath or within 5 kilometers of ice, particularly in regions like North America, Russia, Antarctica, and New Zealand. Scientists warn that thick glacial coverage over magma chambers is the key requirement for increased explosivity, and the trigger point, glacier retreat, is happening now. This looming threat has two fatal punchlines. First, explosive eruptions would trigger deadly ash clouds, and glacier outburst floods, unleashing worldwide havoc. Second, they would spew enormous volumes of CO2 and methane, accelerating warming in a brutal feedback loop.
India's most enduring maritime legend, the submergence of Lord Krishna's ancient kingdom of Dwarka, is once again in the spotlight, this time with fresh scientific backing and underwater discovery. Recently, a team from the Archaeological Survey of India's Underwater Archaeology Wing used side scan, sonar and multi-beam surveys to chart a new set of structural anomalies off the coast of Dwarka and Bet Dwarka. The findings, including what officials believe may be the remnants of jetty walls and grapnel-type Harappan stone anchors, they believe possibly part of a long-lost port city. A preliminary field note dated April 16 confirmed the season's first artifacts, which include clusters of stone anchors, copper rings, and an L-shaped segment of dressed stone. These were discovered lying 5 to 12 meters beneath the eastern flank of Gomati Creek. Based on photogrammetric modeling, archaeologists proposed a late Harappan date of around 1800 to 1500 BCE for the masonry. In a first for Indian underwater archaeology, the core dive team, comprising a majority of women. The mission is being led by veteran marine archaeologist Professor Alok Tripathi with support from the Ministry of Culture. The ASI launched a 2-week training program in the month of May. Course graduates are expected to join the excavation team in the upcoming seasons. Previous digs in the early 2000s uncovered anchors and cultural layers near the Dwarkadhish temple. And now, with sonar pinpointing exact locations and updated dating methods in play, archaeologists believe that they may finally be close to uncovering the truth behind one of India's most legendary cities. And last year, Prime Minister Modi, remember, went underwater and enjoyed scuba diving off the Arabian Sea in Gujarat, offering prayers at the ancient site of Dwarka, which is immersed in the waters, and called it a very divine experience.